in Division 2. Martin Iverson, Jorma Kovanen, Ollie Arneson, and that's 9-11 of Antero Nikkanen. Both the Iverson brothers racing. Jorma Kovanen's there as well, but it's the Metro of Bengt Wiklund, number 35, who has gone to the front. Wiklund leads. Behind him is Martin Iverson with the 6R4 Metro. Oh, and there's place changing going on even as we speak. Wiklund, the leader. Oh, and that's Kovanen out of it. Jorma Kovanen parks it and walks away. Not really been a happy weekend for him. Wiklund with some rat's tooth marks on the back end of that 6R4 Metro. It's been nibbled away in the qualifying heats, and another one coming to a halt as well, and that's Ollie Arneson with the Quattro. Wiklund out in front. And look at the gap he has. What a big lead. Behind him now is Antero Nikkanen in, then it's 27, the 6R4 of Martin Iverson. And Antero Nikkanen has gone into the lead, and it seems that Bengt Wiklund now has a problem. Well, this could be a turn-up. We haven't seen a 911 do well in European Rallycross for an awful long time, but we are about to, and indeed we are. Antero Nikkanen crosses the line, takes the flag, and gets himself a slot in the B final. And this is the B final, but of course this is the B final in Division 1. I'm in Division 2. Tor Holm, Ketil Boneset, Pekka Rantanen, Pauli Silvanoinen and Andreas Narvi. Green light. Tor Holm on pole position, going for the front and takes it from Boneset. Tor Holm runs wide, and the four-wheel drive Escort has a look down the inside, doesn't quite pull it off. Tor Holm leads, Boneset is second. Third place, it's Pekka Rantanen. Pauli Silvanoinen with the Metro is behind that. Well, Tor Holm, who has shared development and costs of this RS200E with Martin Skanke through the course of the past couple of years, has really been suddenly overshadowed by Skanke's protege, Tommy Rustad, and perhaps has a great deal to prove here during the course of this 9th round of the championship. Certainly he's doing very nicely, thank you, at proving it, leading at the moment and looking like a B finalist with every passing second. Has a useful gap back to Ketil Boneset, who has plenty to think about because Boneset has Pekka Rantanen behind him, and Rantanen in third is very close to Ketil Boneset and would like that second place, please. Holm motoring on towards the checkered flag, looks in absolutely no danger of being threatened by anybody since the green light came on. One hesitates to say an easy drive for Tor Holm, but in perfect weather conditions on an empty racetrack, he has had all the opportunity he could ever ask for just to make full use of the capabilities of this RS200, and if anything is now saving his car for the A final, because that is where he is headed. Coming up after the break here on Screen Sport, then the A finals in Division 1 and Division 2. Join us in a couple of minutes. Here's the grid, and Martin Skanke grabbed the pole in the A final with Tommy Rustad beside him. Gollop and Pat Doran on the next row, Tommy Christofferson and then Tor Holm, who came up from the B final. This is going to be interesting. Gollop really wants to finish ahead of Skanke. The championship depends on that, or rather the Gollop's championship lead depends on that, but he's already back in fourth place and he's got both of those absolute missile RS200s in front of him. Once again, the view back from Martin Skanke's car, and look who's right behind him, wouldn't you know it? Tommy Rustad is there, very cheekily tapping on the rear end of Mr. Rallycross. Oh dear, this is going to be interesting, but it's bad news for Will Gollop. Oh, look at Rustad throw this thing at the racetrack. Gollop is looking at losing his lead in the championship if Skanke finishes ahead of him and Rustad also finishes ahead of him. But at the moment, Gollop's fourth behind Christofferson, and this is doing him no good at all. He has Tor Holm behind him, and behind that is Pat Doran. Skanke, much as I think he might like to see Tommy Rustad do well, he needs these championship points. There's no such thing as team orders, I don't suppose, between these two. But on the other hand, it would be a brave man indeed who overtook Martin Schanke at this critical stage in the championship. Rustad doesn't look as if he's in a position to do that in any case. But look at the way these two are breaking away from Kristoffersen, who is quite clearly holding up Will Gollop, although Gollop at the moment cannot find enough space on the racetrack to get past that green quattro. Meanwhile, Schanke and Rustad are getting away. Gollop's best hope here would be to get past Kristoffersen and have a crack at Tommy Rustad, but even that looks fairly hopeless now. Size of that gap on the tarmac, and you can see that Gollop's got an awful lot of work to do, even if he can get past Kristoffersen, which at the moment he can't, and he's got Thor Holm right behind him now. Schanke and Rustad, Kristoffersen and Gollop. It hasn't changed for a long time, too long for Gollop's liking, and look at Thor Holm. Is he going to do it? No. Well, Thor Holm was bouncing about in Gollop's wake, looking for a way past. Tommy Rustad is close enough now to Martin Schanke to think about it, if he's brave enough. Kristoffersen, Gollop and Holm, that little train in third, fourth and fifth has not changed position yet. And it does look as if Martin Schanke's luck, which was on a downward curve, changed when they got to Holland at round 8, is going back up the scale once more. After victory in Holland, Schanke is once again looking like Mr. Rallycross and looking like he could well be the 1991 European champion. Gollop's fourth position is helping him in that ambition and doing Gollop no favours at all. Rustad smoking slightly. It's still Kristoffersen in third place, still Gollop fourth, and still Thor Holm banging on the door in fifth. Well, Martin Schanke has it wrapped up now, barring mishaps, and let's face it, he's not short of those this season. He's quite capable of stuffing this thing into the bank all by himself with no help from anybody else, but he's not going to do it. Martin Schanke then is on his final lap and is going to claim this checkered flag, I think. Rustad now dropping back behind him as he absolutely pours on the power. Rustad closing up under braking, but and Gollop is now back behind Thor Holm. Forget about the differences between these two. The difference now between Martin Schanke and Will Gollop is the one that counts, because Martin Schanke is now, as it stands, back in the lead of the championship, and Gollop is dropping further down the field. Schanke, Rustad, and the pair of them going into donuts and only just missing each other. Rustad off onto the grass, over exuberant or what, but there is the result that we didn't want to see in Great Britain. Kristoffersen, Holm and Will Gollop in fifth, as Martin Schanke mounts the bank in his excitement. Well, that really has been a good weekend for Martin Schanke and the RS200 Brigade. A good outing for Tommy Rustad, and not a good day at all for Will Gollop. The Norwegian crowd very pleased with that. There's the final result. Schanke, Rustad, Kristoffersen, Gollop fourth, and Thor Holm finally finishing in fifth. Well, that late charge from Will Gollop back into fourth place has helped him, but it doesn't change this. Schanke leads the championship by a single point from the Briton, with Thor Holm third, Kristoffersen fourth, and